You're welcome. Glad to be here.
Roland Johnson, you are with
Fine Woodworking Magazine.
Fine Woodworking Magazine,
Yes.
and I subscribe to both of these fine magazines. You guys are in town for the Woodworking Show. It's tonight, today.
It is today, tomorrow, and Sunday.
And Sunday.
And we go from noon to 6 today, 10 to 6 tomorrow, and then 10 to 3
on Sunday. Yeah.
For somebody like Kelly Jackson, who is dying to go to this woodworking show,
gotta go.
but has never been and wants to know, how do you describe what this show is?
It's a composite of almost anything in woodworking, starting in education from the newest person to woodworking to the more advanced one.
Right.
And then on the other side of that, if we tickle you into thinking, boy, I'd love to learn how to route something, we also have routers and bits and everything on the other side of this. So there's a retail side that we're not involved with, but the education side on the other. And between them, I think you could spend 3 days there and not see everything. Certainly not the education.
Wow. No question.
Yeah, last week we had 20 individual presenters around the show floor, and that doesn't include the people who are actually selling materials.
Sure.
So you can come in and spend all 3 days just going to education programs.
And I want people to know that, and I'm a weekend warrior. I'm not very good. I don't want to pretend that I'm anything that I'm not. But that's the nice thing about woodworking, Jim, is that you preach it doesn't matter your skill level. If you want to learn how to turn on a power saw or a tool or something, come on down. They'll teach you, and they'll give you the confidence to sort of try something.
I think that's the idea. We have a lot of people that come in there saying that, I've been woodworking for 10 years. But it doesn't mean that they've gotten better over 10 years. It doesn't mean that they've just started 10 years ago as a novice. So we try and cater to all those people. And the idea behind it is practice makes you better. And I've told people in my presentations, you've heard it sitting there, that I'm no better than anybody else in there. I've just been doing it longer. And I think that's the key. You have to do it. Woodworkers are concerned about making mistakes. And if you can get past that, like we all do, my standard joke is that I have a wood stove in my home and I can keep it warm until February of every year with all my good ideas.
Nobody ever sees our mistakes when we have a wood stove.
And I think and Raleigh teaches the same way. I think the goal is to get the information out there and do it in a way that is as non-intimidating, if there is such a word, as possible, and allow you just the confidence to do it. And then with every tiny little success, you take that next step forward, and it's no different than any other business or anything.
Go ahead.
We take the fear out of it.
Yeah.
A lot of people are very not fearful, but they're intimidated by it.
Yeah. And when somebody said to me, boy, it started off as a dining room table and it ended up as a coffee table, I was like, why? And they said, because I cut it wrong. I said, well, you work at the store. You shouldn't be making mistakes, because the shows you see Norm build a giant hutch in a half hour and it's perfect. That's not reality, and it's okay to make a mistake.
Yes, that's exactly absolutely right, and your analogy is perfect. And we used to talk about that occasionally with the person that started off making something really big, and then by the time they got done leveling it, it became a sushi table.
Right.
And and hopefully not something that now sits in the yard. But the idea behind all of these is that all of the things are learned issues. So just coming to a show like this and spending a weekend with us, or even a few hours with us, I think gives people the confidence to try one more thing.
And not just men, too,
right?
Yeah,
and you're right.
Yeah.
We're seeing more women. We're seeing younger people. Mm-hmm. The problem is that woodworking is discretionary income. Mm-hmm. So for a lot of people, it's tough. You've got families to raise and a house to keep up and that kind of thing. But when you finally get to that point, like I guess we have, where you're making things for friends and family, there's something cathartic in putting some of you into the project you're giving somebody. It doesn't mean that it's just a man's thing. It really is a woman's thing or a younger person's thing.
There's nothing better than making something and giving it to somebody, or using it in your house, and when somebody comes in and says, I made that. There's no greater feeling.
You bet.
There's no greater feeling.
Or this is my dad made this for me.
Yeah.
Or my uncle made this for me. It's terrific. It really is.
All right, so it's today to 6, all day Saturday, all day Sunday. What are your seminars going to be
I'm
on?
doing tools this year, so I'm teaching table saw, router, and miter saw, how to use them and some of the jigs that you'll need to do it. And a lot of my standard is tricks and techniques and things. So.
And Roland, what do you got going on?
I've got hand plane rebuilds, the old venerable Stanley Bailey hand planes.
Right.
Turning them into real usable tools. And then I'm doing a little comparison between biscuit joiners and the new Festool Domino.
Oh.
And then the third seminar is
I just got excited.
Glue.
You did.
Glue.
Yeah, you like the Festool.
should-
I haven't broken down and gotten one.
Yeah, they're pretty incredible.
But I do
Yeah,
have a
they're
biscuit
amazing.
joiner.
Yeah.
Kelly Jackson's.
What a biscuit joiner!
Yeah.
It's not what you think.
Don't put it in the oven, dude.
It is
no,
exactly
no,
what
no,
you
no,
think.
no.
Fine Woodworking Magazine is a great woodworking.
Thank you. Thank you.
Tremendous. Wood Magazine, outstanding as well. I've made projects from both of the magazines, so us weekend warriors are very thrilled. We've got tickets to give away, right?
You do.
Yes.
You've got 10 sets of tickets, each worth an admission plus a guest or a friend. How you deal with those
Yeah.
is kind of up to you, but we did bring 10 sets in.
We'll hand those out over the next 2 hours. That's Jim Heavey and Roland Johnson, the Woodworking Show. You go up and see him. Is there a website where people can find out more?
Yeah, the woodworkingshows.com.
Woodworkingshows.com in Collinsville. And ladies, if you want to dress up in a nice little outfit and sort of peruse the halls looking for cute guys,
I know. Seriously, that would be my reason.
it
for
is
coming.
way better than meeting single guys at the supermarket. The Woodworking Show in Collinsville.
Because you're meeting
Yes.
somebody with a skill.
That's
Exactly.
exactly right. Jim and Roland, thanks for coming in, guys.
Thank you.
Quick check traffic. St. Louis Plaza Company traffic. Here's Tim Weiland.
You're slow on southbound 170 from Midland down to just south of Delmar, where there's a crash blocking the left lane. They have cleared that stall westbound 70 at Madison, and northbound 55 still running stop and go between Loughborough and 3200 South Broadway. And this report brought to you by the Exergen Temporal Scanner Thermometer. It's the top choice of doctors, nurses, and other health professionals nationwide. Now it can be your choice, too. Get yours at your local club, warehouse, and other fine retailers today. Tim Weiland from the St. Louis Closet Company Traffic Center.
Hey, it's going to be gorgeous all weekend. Upper 50s, lower 60s all weekend long. And 26 right now, KTRS St. Louis.
From ABC News, I'm Doug Limerick. This year's gotten off to a good start.